Today we have a very special event. The Ending Time Octet Hunger Games. Let's introduce the tributes. So in the leaders team, we have Last Breath Sans, who had notable feats of being a bum for 30 resets and then locking in. And we have Dust Sans, notable for murdering people. And they are both the leaders of Carbatic Time Trio and Murder Time Trio respectively. In the second team we have is the supporters, which we have UKB Sans, notable for Karma, that's it, and Killer Sans, notable for betraying all of his friends to kill them with a child. We have the Fodders, Tears in the Rain Sans, notable for being sad, and Hard Mode Sans, notable for being angry. We have the Horrific team of Horror Sans, notable for being a psychopath, and Legend of Crystal Sans, notable for being a determination junkie. And then we have the Insane team of Insanity, notable for being insane, and Psychopathy, notable for being a psychopath. And then we have the Homeless team of AGEM, notable for being on fire, and Ainavol, notable for being nearly indistinguishable from AGEM. Then we have the Big Brain team of Call of the Void, notable for bringing his dead dad back from the void, and Supernova Sanrus, notable for being able to use the souls to craft a new button, and then being too stupid to use said button. Then we have the Powered Up tribute of Ultra Sans, notable for being a big boy, and Boneliest Sans, notable for having a lot of eyes. Then we have the Betrayed team of Betrayer Sans, notable for being the coolest guy in the whole tournament, and After Hypocrisy, notable for being the most underrated guy in the whole tournament. Then we have the Season 1 Unks, featuring the two major members from Ending Time Octet Season 1. Hardtail Sans, notable for being hard, and Sudden Changer Sans, notable for having a gun, having a neutral special. Then we have the Great Papyrus with Disbelief, notable for being a grieving sad boy, and Revenge, notable for being a grieving angry boy. Then we have the Reset Falsely, consisting of False Reset Sans and Asgore, notable for just being classic Sans and Asgore. Then we have the Spooky Scary Skeletons, consisting of Sans.exe, notable for killing a lot of people, and VHS Sans, notable for being a silly little guy. Then we have the IDFK She About These People, with Unknown Timeline Sans, who I don't know shit about, and Past Present Future Sans, who I barely know shit about. Then we have the Preppers, consisting of Undertale Finalia Faultless Judgment Sans, notable for actually saving all of the monsters and still fighting you, and Final Run Sans, notable for listening to a psychopathic flower and his advice. Then we have the Laboratory Lads, consisting of Six Bones, notable for being a silly little melty, cute Scrimblow Bimblow, and Final Plan Sans, notable for being fucked over by his Gaster. And we have the Life Support, with Coupe de Grace Sans from Rejuvenation Nihilism, notable for being on life support, and Ruintail, notable for also being on life support, except he's got his Phase 1 image here, because there is no good Phase 2 image to use. Then we have the Last Standing Rejuvenators, with Rejuvenation Papyrus, notable for hating the human, but also still wanting to be their friend, and Last Stand Sans, notable for getting brain damage, and teaming up because they don't team up with anyone else very well. And then we have the System Fuckerers, consisting of Final Save Sans, notable for fucking you over and getting a save file for some reason, and Fraudulent Timeline Sans, notable for fucking you over and disabling your cheats. And then the final team is the ETO Originals, consisting of Terminator, notable for having the determination of both Satsujin and the Kyuseishu, among others. And Observer Gaster, notable for hopefully being the strongest person here, but we'll see if that ages well. There is no Satsujin or Kyuseishu or Ainavol AGEM because their base members are already here, and it would be confusing to have them here. So that is our lineup. Let's see what shenanigans they get up to. Proceed. Final save stays at the Cornucopia for resources. Psychopathy stabs Coup de Grace while his back is turned.
Ooh, owie, 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 ooh, ah, ooh, owie, 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 ooh, ow.
Supernova retrieves a trident from inside the Cornucopia. Revenge Papyrus runs away. Final Plan runs away. False Reset Asgore scares AGEM away. UKB runs away. False Reset Sands grabs a shield. Terminator runs away. Ruin Tail steals a mace from Last Breath. Interesting. Betrayer grabs a shield as well, that'll be useful. Rejuvenation grabs a backpack. 6 Bones and Tears in the Rain fight for a bag, and 6 Bones wins. Ainavol runs away. Insanity finds a backpack full of camping equipment. OG waits for resources. Hardtail runs away. Disbelief runs away. Horror scares Unknown Timeline away. HM grabs a backpack. Last Stand snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Finale, a Faultless Judgment runs away. Sudden Changes grabs a jar of fishing bait, while Past, Present, Future gets the fishing gear. VHS takes a first aid kit. Dust Sands sets Call of the Void on fire with a Molotov. Sands.exe runs away from the Cornucopia. Killer runs away from the Cornucopia. Ultra runs away from the Cornucopia somehow despite not having any legs. Fraudulent Timeline and Final Run fight for a bag, and Fraudulent Timeline wins. Legend of Crystal and After Hypocrisy fight for a bag. Legend of Crystal strangles After Hypocrisy and runs. Boneliest clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Day 1. Last Stand and Rejuvenation work together for the day. Faultless Judgment just tries to sleep through the day. AGEM finds a river. Ultra gets pricked by thorns while picking berries. Unknown Timeline injures himself. 6 Bones, Tears in the Rain and Terminator all team up to hunt for other tributes. Insanity bashes Horror's head against a rock several times. Sudden Changes makes a slingshot. Revenge hunts for tributes. Ruin Tail decides to try and be Undyne, I guess. Supernova tends to Killer's wounds. False Reset Asgore attacks Final Run, but Final Run manages to escape. VHS gets fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Disbelief and Hardtail split up to search for resources. Boneliest tends to Last Breath's wounds. Sands.exe travels to higher ground. Hard Mode throws a knife into Final Save's chest. Final Plan tends to Karma's wounds. Fraudulent Timeline hunts for other tributes. Ainavol receiving an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Betrayer overhears Legend of Crystal and False Reset Sands talking in the distance. Psychopathy searches for water. Past, Present, Future picks flowers. OG begs for murder to kill her. OG's trans. That's so cool. OG begs for murder to kill her, and he refuses, keeping them alive. Proceed. We lost Coup de Grace, Call of the Void, After Hypocrisy, Horror, and Final Save. Oh. Dust has 1 kill, Legend of Crystal has 1 kill, Insanity has 1 kill, Psychopathy has 1 kill, Moving on. Night 1. AGEM and False Reset Sands sleep in shifts. Past, Present, Future, Insanity, Final Plan and Betrayal all sleep in shifts. Faultless Judgment tracks down and kills Revenge Papyrus. Legend of Crystal sees a fire but stays hidden. Hardtail destroys Unknown Timeline supplies while he's asleep. VHS receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. UKB begs for Ainavol to kill him, and Ainavol refuses, keeping UKB alive. Boneliest and Killer run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Ultra thinks about winning. Sans.exe and Tears in the Rain huddle for warmth. Psychopathy, Ruintail and Sixbones all get into a fight, and Ruintail kills them both. Last Stand defeats OG in a fight but spares her life. Hard Mode tries to sing himself to sleep. Last Breath climbs a tree to rest. Terminator, Murder and Fraudulent Timeline cheerfully sing songs together. Sudden Changes convinces False Reset Asgore to snuggle. Final Run and Disbelief tell stories about themselves to each other. Supernova cooks his food before putting his fire out. And Rejuvenation receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Proceed. Day 2. Unknown Timeline thinks about home. Murder attacks Insanity but they manage to escape. Legend of Crystal stalks Final Run. Hard Mode runs away from Fraudulent Timeline. Hardtail travels to higher ground. Past, Present, Future constructs a shack. Boneliest repeatedly stabs False Reset Sands to death with size. Terminator searches for firewood. URB Tech chases AGEM. Betrayer searches for a water source. Sudden Changes injures himself. Ultra falls into a pit and dies? Can't you literally fly? What are you doing? UKB scares Ainavol away. Disbelief steals from Finale a Faultless Judgment while he isn't looking. Sans.exe discovers a river. False Reset Asgore overhears Supernova and Final Plan talking in the distance. Rejuvenation runs away from Last Stand. VHS cannot handle the circumstances and commits die. Tears in the Rain receives fresh food from unknown sponsor. OG collects fruit from a tree. Killer and Ruintail work together for the day. Ooh, arena event. A swarm of tracker jackers invade the arena. Oh, this is going to be a bloodbath. While running away from the tracker jackers, Ainavol grabs ULB and throws him to the ground. Tears in the Rain survives. Betrayer survives. While running away from the tracker jackers, Unknown Timeline grabs Supernova and throws him to the ground. While running away from the tracker jackers, AGEM grabs Sudden Changes and throws him to the ground. Hard Mode survives. Terminator survives. Last Stand knocks False Reset Asgore unconscious and leaves him as bait. Sans.exe is stung to death. Past, Present, Future survives. Hardtail slowly dies from toxins. Boneliest and Rejuvenation run out of places to hide and are stung to death. Ruintail slowly dies from Jacker toxins. Faultless Judgment survives. Legend of Crystal survives. Insanity survives. Murder is stung to death. OG and Final run out of places to hide and are stung to death. So guys, that means OG is not the strongest character in Ending Time Octet. UKB survives. While running away, Fraudulent Timeline grabs Final Plan and throws him to the ground. Disbelief survives, and Killer slowly dies from toxins. 20 cannon shots can be heard. Ah, oh, that's a lot. That's like half of the... That's like half. Yeah, that's literally half of the people died in that one day. Here we go. Revenge, Psychopathy, Sixbones, False Reset Sands, Ultra, VHS, URB, Supernova, Sudden Changes, False Reset Asgore, Sans.exe, Hardtail, Boneliest, Rejuvenation, Papyrus, Ruintail Sands, Murder Sands, OG, Final Run Sands, Final Plan Sands, and Killer Sands. Night 2. UKB is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Betrayer, AGEM, and Legend of Crystal sleep in shifts. Past, Present, Future looks at the night sky. Terminator climbs a tree to rest. Ainavol, Hard Mode, and Insanity discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Last Stand sets up a camp for the night. Unknown Timeline receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Tears in the Rain receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Disbelief destroys Fraudulent Timeline's supplies while he's asleep. Faultless Judgment cooks his food before putting his fire out. Ooh, the feast! We got another event. The Cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the Tribute's families. UKB steals Insanity's memoirs. Last Stand and Betrayer track down and kill Ainavol. Terminator gathers as much food as he can into a bag before fleeing. Legend of Crystal decides not to go to the feast. AGEM decides not to go to the feast. AGEM doesn't go to the feast. Faultless Judgment doesn't go to the feast. Unknown Timeline doesn't go to the feast. Fraudulent Timeline doesn't go to the feast. Disbelief stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Tears in the Rain doesn't go to the feast. Past, Present, Future doesn't go to the feast. Day 3. UKB practices his archery. Insanity tries to sleep through the entire day. Tears in the Rain overhears Past, Present, Future and Hard Mode talking in the distance. Faultless Judgment attacks Legend of Crystal, but they manage to escape. Unknown Timeline receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Last Stand receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Terminator discovers a cave. Betrayer sprains his ankle while running away from Fraudulent Timeline. AGEM injures himself, and Disbelief accidentally steps on a landmine. No. Ainavol and Disbelief died. Let's check in on status. Who's got the most kills right now? Last Stand, of course, with 2 kills. Proceed. Night 3. Terminator defeats Tears in the Rain in a fight, but spares his life. Faultless Judgment, AGEM, UKB, and Fraudulent Timeline sleep in shifts. Past, Present, Future, and Legend of Crystal work together to drown Betrayer. Last Stand and Insanity run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Hard Mode sees a fire, but stays hidden. Unknown Timeline falls into a pit and dies. Day 4. Past, Present, Future, Legend of Crystal, and AGEM hunt for other tributes. Faultless Judgment receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Fraudulent Timeline practices his archery. Last Stand overhears Hard Mode and Tears in the Rain talking in the distance. Insanity receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Terminator searches for a water source, and UKB searches for a water source. Betrayer and Unknown Timeline died. Night 4. Tears in the Rain begs for Fraudulent Timeline to kill him, but he reluctantly obliges. Last Stand tries to treat his infection. Faultless Judgment fends Terminator, AGEM, and Hard Mode away from his fire. Past, Present, Future destroys UKB's supplies while he's asleep. Insanity screams for help. Legend of Crystal sets up a camp. Day 5. AGEM dies from hunger. Last Stand falls into a pit and dies! Tears in the Rain, AGEM, and Last Stand dies. Night 5. Terminator passes out from exhaustion. Faultless Judgment, Hard Mode, Legend of Crystal, and Karma's a Bitch sleep in shifts. Insanity screams for help. Again! Past, Present, Future goes to sleep. Fraudulent Timeline bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Day 6. Insanity attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Hard Mode silently snaps Terminator's neck. Fraudulent Timeline, Insanity, and Terminator died. Legend of Crystal bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Hard Mode tends to his wounds. Past, Present, Future, and Karma's a Bitch talk about the tribute still alive. And Faultless Judgment screams for help. UKB dies of dysentery. We're down to our final 3. Hard Mode with 2 kills. Past, Present, Future with 1 kill. And Faultless Judgment with 1 kill. Put in your bets now. Comment below who you think's gonna win. Is it gonna be Mr. Angry? Mr. I don't fucking know? Or Mr. Prepper? Past, Present, Future receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Never mind, Faultless Judgment sets off an explosive, killing Hard Mode. Past, Present, Future begs for Faultless Judgment to kill him, and he obliges. Faultless Judgment is the winner! That means Faultless Judgment is officially the strongest character in Ending Time Octet history. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So now, if you ever have to ask yourself the question, who's the strongest character ever associated with Ending Time Octet? It was Faultless Judgment, who appeared as a backup for Phase 5 in Season 1. Right here. Let's celebrate our winner. Yay!